So we have gotten everything in the engine bay done. There was that sensor that was underneath here that goes into the intake that we broke. I ended up replacing that. I got everything on and underneath here after I got that sensor, which is I had to put this back on, and then I put the cover back on, put the tubes to it, stuff like that. But underneath here is all done. Which brings us to underneath here, which, as you can see, the drive shaft bolts are in, and all 4 of them are in, and that brings us to here. We haven't done much under here, and as you can see, this is clearly not on, but we just got that bolt in, and we got our airbox in a while ago, but we finally got all the bolts that go to it in. And then as far as the interior goes, we got all the bolts to it in here. We got that thing on. We got this cover on. And that bolt that I showed you that had the washer around it holds this. Now that we've got all of this, we can put the main piece in that covers this for the vents. Which my license plate is half showing, but I've already shown that before, so whatever. As long as the full thing ain't showing. I don't want to have it in too many videos fully uncovered. But yeah, which the piece I'm talking about for this is, I'm gonna fix this license plate first. Hold on while you look at my feet, because I'm not trying to have this exposed. I do plan on eventually moving out of here, and I do eventually plan on getting a custom license plate, but for now that's how we're going to cover that, because I'm not having 50 million people looking at my license plate trying to find out where I live and trying to steal any of my crap, because there are really messed up people in this world. So, the part I was talking about, though, that goes on, all that in there, is this piece. This main piece right here, this giant black plastic piece. It goes on front of that. And then I can put the rest of the dash in, and of course, the Subi just needs the exhaust on now. There are a couple engine bay parts that I guess I could put on, like the headers, and we could also put on like maybe the alternator. Once we get the correct intake gaskets, we can put the intake on, and then we can put the distributor in the back of that. Let's see, what else? So there's a couple of things I can still do. I gotta find out why this is not properly working, if I need a new one or not, or if this is salvageable. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, of course, that water pump bolt that's being a pain in the butt. Which, here's all of those. The water pumps in that box, and the, if people can show alcohol, I can show my vape. But I mean, there's people that freaking smoke weed on here on YouTube, so I mean, it's not just not that. I mean, I live in a state where it's allowed to be recreational use anyway, so if I accidentally were to show, something like that, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. Oh no, a vape. Oh no, a torch that I use for heat shrink. Oh no. But what I'm trying to explain about these being wrong is these ones are, well, extra for if I had what they call race port on the description, but the holes for the bolts are wrong, which it said it's for a 92 Corvette motor, but I did some more research and I did find proper gaskets. I do need to order them eventually, but I'm more worried right now about getting the WRX on the road so that way I can have my daily back, and so she can have back her Malibu that we got for her for a daily. But yeah, we got these parts that connect to that. So once we get that in, we can actually get these in, which is, like I said, doing the whole dash. These are the spark plug wires for the Camaro. Trying to see what else we have laying around that we can do right now. There's not much, but there is a lot at the same time. Because if I can get this dash put back together, then that will eliminate all of this crap on the floor. Plus, if I can get someone to help me with picking up this long exhaust and putting it underneath there, then that will get everything off the floor. We need to get all of her stuff out of here. This is all of hers. Extra spare tire. We decided not to put the radiator shroud back in because weight shavings, rat rod, and I just really do not care. It's been half hanging off and about to fall out since I've owned the car. But, I think that's about it. I mean, as, we get further along and there's more stuff I'm actually able to do and things like that, I'll make the updates and whatnot. Once this thing's on the road, though, what the hell was that? Some bug or something. Once this is on the road, these brakes and rotors are going to be probably an issue, which sucks because they're brand new. They've only had maybe not even 200 miles on them. But these tires, as you can see, are toasted, so this thing needs new tires. This thing has been a little bit of a backstory. This thing has been a pain in my ass. I have owned this thing since 2018 when I was would have been 16 because 19 I would have turned 17. I had bought this after my birthday, so I was about 16 and a half when I bought this car with the original V6 in it. We put a 92 Corvette motor in it, decided to take and do it carbureted because these cars never came carbureted, and the Corvettes that this came out of, which is a 4th gen Corvette motor in a 4th gen Camaro, it never came carbureted. And the fact that this intake was able to fit because it's a small block Chevy, a small block Chevy, or however the meme goes, that I actually recently posted a clip of that meme on here. I don't care. This is one of those cars where it's like, if you gotta break it to make it, or break it to shave weight, but it still is gonna go together, just one less bolt or one less little mounting bracket that helps hold it to where it don't slightly turn or something like that, I don't care. I've had this car for so long that it's sat 75% of its life, and I just really don't even care. I mean, I just want it to run, drive, and no one said it ever had to look good. I'm not trying to build show cars. I'm trying to build rat rods when it comes to American muscle. When it comes to this, try not to show my license plate. This thing. Yeah. There's a sneak peek. This I do want to keep nice. So far, I think I lost one bolt so far, and that's it. And that was part of my intercooler that I was showing that was on top of the motor. With it fell and never fell on the ground, so it's somewhere once upon a time in that engine bay. But I can always buy a new one and whatnot for this thing. I do not know if I want to keep this or not once I get it back on the road, because, well, it's kind of costing me way too much. I mean, I've had this thing for maybe 2 or 3 years now, and this is the third clutch. The one that I sold the car with from the dealership was never replaced, and I ended up having to replace it myself. That one that I replaced it with ended up being a manufacturer defect that wore out because it was too soft of a material in 2 weeks on only one side of the clutch. And then we put the one in it that just went out on the 1st of this year. So this is actually the 4th clutch that's been in this freaking car. And I'm about done fucking with it. For real. And it's not that, it's costing me too much. I'm ready to just, on some real take this, get this on the road, drive it this summer, save up some money, and at this point I don't even care if it's a Cobalt SS as long as it's a manual. As long as it's got a back seat, shit. As long as it ain't a Prius or an electric car, I wouldn't even care if it's one of like the ugly model of like the early 2000s Monte Carlos. Like, that, or even if it was like an older generation of like one of these, would be kind of cool. But we are gonna try and get the rest of this interior back together, because this thing, literally between the motor and this dash, looks like this thing just got pulled out of a frickin' scrapyard. Why is there a frickin'... Is that a frickin'... Oh, I don't even care that this is going on YouTube. Oh my god. Is this thing expired? Where did this... Oh my god. That's hilarious. That's freaking hilarious. Oh my god. So, oh my god. I don't wonder how long this has been in here. I didn't even know this was in here. I didn't even put this in here. Ew, that makes me almost want to sanitize this car because I want to know who was in the back seat or some shit. Because how in the how you want in the back seat? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even put this in the car. Okay, and I've owned this since 2018. Damn, this thing's been in here for a grit. I want to know who was messing with the dash and whatnot last. Because there was some tempering with this. I can tell from some of like the previous scratches and whatnot that are in here. Like I said, I don't care if my license plate gets shown here and there. I plan on getting a custom one, and I plan on moving here soon. That is why some of the pots, pans, and stuff are in the garage. So, I mean, have fun. You know. But, like, this, I still gotta figure out, what this is. I'm pretty sure it's part of the airbag because most of the airbag sensors so far, like this one that has another piece that connects into it and then connects, it's like an extension piece, has been yellow, and this is yellow, so I'm thinking this might be part of the airbag because there's part of the airbag over there also from where this has the custom wheel that's yellow, and everything behind that I ripped out for the airbag was yellow. So yeah, I don't know if that's really needed. But at the same time, that's like a whole entire harness in itself. And I do not want to whack that and then it be something important. But this, I found actually underneath the carpet of the car. I just kind of have a mess here and totally forgot to throw it away. That's funny. That's funny. But as you can see, we've got a lot on our hands. Hopefully by next I got some good news on the Subi, and I've got this black piece on, and I've maybe even got this entire dash together would be nice. But for now, like I said, you know, don't be weird about the fact that my license plate for the Subi shows up here and there, little glimpses and whatnot. And, ooh, firework. And, you know, also, if the Subi's gone, and, you know, we give her back the Malibu because we get this on the road, and whatnot, we'll probably, like I said, buy something else. But, yeah, just, for now, I'm gonna go continue working on this, so, we'll leave you to the black abyss of in here.